Lauren, did you have a question?
I had a few.
It's related to mental health.
I have one. Do you want me to go, or do you want to?
You go ahead. I'll sit with it.
How was the Salisbury steak and Jamie Suter's short?
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever had to eat in my entire life. I mean, it was just awful. I've never had a Salisbury steak since.
Do you know he sent me because
you might want to explain to people who don't know who Jamie Suter is or what you're talking about. Jamie
Suter's a local filmmaker, and he did this short called A Fine Dining Experience.
Yeah,
and all three of you in it, and I had the luxury of I don't know why the fuck I was asked. But so Jamie goes, "Can you be in my short?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's not like I don't have enough shit to do." And I went down there and I didn't read the script. You know, like all I did was he's like, "I want you to play this part," and I just said, "You gave me 2 lines." And then he wrote like 12 more lines. And I got it like 2 hours before we had to be on set, and I got the set, and I'm like, "Jamie, what the fuck?" He's like, "We wanted more lines." I said, "No, I was kind of just riffing, dude. Like I didn't really." And then he says to me, he's like, "Can you do an accent?" And I was like, "What?" So I said, "All right, I'll try Irish." And I think I told this story before. So I don't know if you guys were like, you probably seem just as like neurotic as I am, where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, but every first time I said the line, I was a Southern woman, and then the next line was Irish, and I don't know why it kept happening that way. And like we did the post audio here, and I'm like, "Jamie, like we could fix this so I don't sound." And he's like, "No, man, you sound great." And I'm like, "All right."
And it came out really well. I thought everything. I was gonna say that was a lot. I'm glad he asked me to do that. That was a lot of fun, and everything. It looked great.
I watched both your guys' performances, and I'm like, and this is nothing against you because I think you had the hardest job because you had to eat the Salisbury steak. But I could never do what you guys did, which is like I'm awful at remembering lines. I just can't do it. I can't hit the beats. I can't.
It's tough, especially when you get them 2 hours before. Yeah, that makes it even tougher. Yeah. But no, you did a good job. The whole thing. Like I said, I was really pleased with the way that came out. That it turned out really well.
I looked like the white Morpheus. I was like.
Yeah, you did have the coat.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this coat? And he's like, just slick your hair back. And I was like, oh, all right. Oh, don't you know what you're doing there? And it's just like, oh my God.
So the Irishman and the Southern woman. So they're just you're.
I would have been, and I'm literally like, I didn't want to look because these guys comparatively are pros. Like I'm never and in front of the camera. Like even though like I can do this in front of the camera, but like if I had to like perform. I don't know if I could do that.
Two innermost desires, like as a person,
I want to be a
like
Southern.
What you really want to be.
I want to be a Georgian Irish woman,
right? Just coming out in your performance,
dance.
So
which is the stuff that Oscars are made of. I think.
Walk into a bar.
Wait, what happened?
An Irishman and a Southern woman walk into a bar.
Ouch.
And then I created that. They're like, "Oh, what's your character?" And it's like
an Irish belle.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have done some video work and stuff over the years too. I remember very fondly the
stuff.
Yeah, of course. The Coxton campaign, which I thought was a riot.
I was at the premiere of that. That was at the
Banshee.
The Banshee. Yep.
Yeah. That was a good time. I think everybody but John from the group ended up in that. That's just that John wasn't in the group yet.
Were you guys all in that?
Yeah, that was another thing that came out really well. I was really pleased with. That was a lot of fun too doing. I had such a good time doing that because that was 10 episodes. So we would shoot like 1 or 2 in a weekend. So that was a couple months that took probably, right?
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. That was great.
Yeah, it was a video series about this inept politician and all his buddies trying to make it, make him win this campaign. And I mean, it was really well put together. And it seemed to get out there, like it seemed to get attention outside of the area too.
Yeah, well, you guys marketed it.
Well, we didn't market it. The credit for that goes to James McCabe, Tom Borthwick, and
Joe Bamba.
Joe Bamba.
Yeah, they actually wrote. They actually the ones who created it. Well, Don helped in the creation too, and they wrote.
Yeah, but
most
where did that come from?
Those three guys.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what was like the genesis? Like, did they ever share it with you? Where they're like,
I don't know if they want me telling. Like, to be honest with you, I know it sounds weird, but
well, I mean, Northeast PA politics is insane.
I think that had a lot to do with it. I think I remember watching videos like of different politicians in the area when they came up with it. I was with the three of them when they came up with it, and they were just on YouTube watching different.
The council meetings.
Yeah, stuff like that. And,
which we still owe you.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. We have a 90-minute best of city council DVD
Really?
that nobody's seen that we're gonna give to NEPA Scene so they can put it out there. It's amazing.
You need to see it.
If it was a drinking game, it was.
And Don
all your favorite players are in it.
And Don played the lead he played Trevor Coxton, who was the main character in the Coxton campaign, and he was great.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. No,
The whole, yeah, but that's got to be hard. Like the whole show fucking is around you, and you're like, you did a great job.
I quit 2 weeks before because I was like, I can't do this.
Did you really?
Yeah, nowhere to lie, because I had never acted before. I'd done improv, but
yeah, you were great though.
I didn't realize how hard it was. Like you said, to memorize lines. And 2 weeks before we started to shoot, I'm like, I can't do this, and I quit. And
What did they say?
I think they said I don't know. They were kind of like whatever, and then I think they realized they were shooting in 2 weeks. So I got a phone call, and they're like, "Can you
just not quit?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay."
Isn't the whole reason we all got into improv because we hate memorizing lines? Isn't that the whole idea?
Yeah, those guys were really good to work with too. Though we became friends with them, James and Joe, and well, Don knew Tom for a long time, but they were fun to work with too. That was, like I said, I had such a good time doing that. That was awesome.
That was a blast. Yeah, and Baxter Pancake was the third lead in that. He played Creepy Steve.
So obviously, for something like that, you memorize lines, you rehearse, and then you shoot it. But for improv, how do you prepare for a show?
I get dressed in the morning, watch some JOI videos, just so I know what I'm doing later. Just so I know.
It's with the preparation. We practice. We try to get together. Once a week. Although, we don't. That doesn't always happen. But I think most of the preparation is just, like I said, we took those classes with Chris for a long time, and we learned a ton there. That was a really good training ground, and I think that at least formed the foundation for it. Yeah, you still got to practice. It's just a matter of doing it over and over. Just we've done a ton of shows. I mean, I've probably done over 100. Probably close to maybe 200 shows total with Barnes and with if you combine Chris and here we are in Spain, we've probably done close to, because we used to perform at Chris's. It was every week, and that was for almost a year and a half, 2 years. So that's probably like close to 100 shows. Yeah. So I mean.
There's 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yes, I do.
So 3 years would
No, it was 2. It was a year and a half for 2 years, probably. Yeah. But
I'm like, it's real easy math.
But yeah, I think most of the preparation, that at least from the foundation for it, yeah, you do want to practice and stuff, to keep yourself sharp. But as far as like the day of the show, it is pretty much just show up, and you've done the preparation before, and just warm up. I personally kind of warm up a little bit before I get there, just psychologically, and stretch out a little bit, that kind of thing. But as far as preparation and stuff, that it's pretty much just showing up and doing it. For me, at least,
it's like a football game.
Yeah,
preparation is Monday through Saturday. You play the game on Sunday. You just show up.
Yeah,
they don't do anything much on Sundays. But yeah, that.
Have you guys done any stand-up at all? Like, have you tried that realm of it?
I have never. I know these guys all hand a mic to these guys.
Don has.
I
Brit
did it a couple
has.
times, yeah.
I did it once.
Just once.
Like
just
James
like
Ingram.
Pornhub.
Just once.
I've tried stand-up, and I've realized that it's a lot tougher than it actually seems, because you have to get up there and have that material and have new material written every single time you go up on stage, so that you're not doing the same thing over and over again. And the thing I like about improv is that you don't have to worry about that. It's just right off the top of your head. So I find it a little bit easier than stand-up. like to try it again sometime, but as of right now, I don't see myself doing that anytime soon.
I think there's a view that stand-ups could look at improv people and be like, that's difficult, and improv people can look at stand-up people.
Exactly.
And be
I
like,
was just going to say
exactly
that.
right.
Yeah.
I think that the hardest aspect of stand-up for me, coming up with material is always tough, but it was always you're working by yourself. I mean, when I go on stage at an improv show and I'm in a scene, I'll have one or two other guys who, if I'm down, these other two kind of, pick it up a little. So that was always the tougher aspect to me. I mean, I like to write. I try to write a lot, but writing stand up, it's tough. And then you go when I did it, it was at an open mic night, and the only people in the audience were other people going on stage. So there were only about 6 people there, and they were all just worried about their material, going up. So
Not helpful to you whatsoever.
no. Oh, and also I'm not really that funny, so that was tough.
That's always tough.
It's easier to do stand up when you're funny, I find.
It's like going it's easier to play guitar when you're talented.
Yeah.
You're only going to get this kind of insight on the NEPA Scene podcast.
No, yeah.
It's
That
easier-
prophetic.
It's easier
know.
to walk a straight line when you're drunk too, but that's another.
Now, I'd imagine too, because I mean, you guys are like you said, there's really not many other people doing this. From comedians that we've had on the show and a lot of the comedians that I've talked to and stuff in the area, they all seem to kind of band together for the most part. They support each other. They go to each other's shows, that kind of thing. Now, you guys don't really have that to lean on as much because there's not as many people doing what you're doing.
Not as much. There is a fairly new improv group in the area. They're called Improv Beyond, and they're a bunch of Marywood kids got together and formed a group. So they come to our shows, and they'll open for us sometimes. But even when they don't open, sometimes we'll see them in the audience and they help out. Also,
Yeah, but that's nice,
Yeah, and other people who we did meet doing the Chris Barnes thing show up at shows to support us. So we have that, and then we actually have had. I mean, it's been pretty much improv acts opening for us for the last 4 or 5 months, but we've had different openers. I mean, we've had a magician open for us, and so we try to get people who are in the community, in the arts community, to try to just offer different experiences. One of our shows, we had a photographer come and show photographs. Not as an
I thought
opener,
they stood
but
up there and just did selfies.
and then
One time we had a photographer come and take pictures for an hour.
We're willing to try anything at this point.
whatever works. But like in April, I've been talking to someone. Funny enough, I met at the open mic I came to down at the Woodlands. Skip Monday.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic, aren't
Right.
they?
Yeah, really good.
Oh, they're so good.
Really good. And I contacted her, the lead singer, and I asked if she would be interested in maybe doing 3 or 4 songs before a show, because I'm always interested in original music. I mean, covers are great. And
Did you get their album?
I didn't
Get their album. It's like $4. It's awesome. I swear to God. I'm putting you on the
that's a lot of
spot, and then
I
you just don't buy 2 beers tonight.
I do. I won't. Don't worry. I don't drink.
Me
so,
neither.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Are you in the wagon?
36 years sober.
You've never had a drink in your life.
No. I've never
Nothing.
been drunk. I've never done drugs. I've never smoked.
Ever.
Totally.
I secondhand smoke 2 packs a day, but I never.
Sorry about that.
I never smoked. I never
he's
did
the
anything
he's
like
the Boy Scout of our group.
So, no, I have a couple of friends.
Physically fit. That's why
That too.
I'm really interested in fitness.
No, I have a couple of friends who've never done anything in their life.
Really?
And
Because
I always
never meet
ask,
people
why?
that. I don't even know why. It was just I'm kind of weird enough, you know, and then just throughout my life, I just never had a desire ever. Both my parents smoked, both my parents drink, and I mean, not heavily, but occasionally, you know, and then, like, I grew up watching them smoke, and they both had heart attacks young. And I don't know if that played into, you know, something, but I never consciously made a decision like I'm not going to do it. I just never did.
I think that's awesome.
I never did it. And it, you know, it's weird. Like, I have nothing against it. I hang out. All these guys will have a beer after a show or something. I'll go hang out at the bar. I'll drink soda or water. But I don't.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's I just think it's awesome. It's never like
I rarely meet
it.
people. I actually had one of my friends was going to set me up with a girl, and she said to me, "I was telling her about you, and then I told her you don't drink, and that was a deal breaker." I was like, "What kind of weird?" Wow. I was like, "If I was a drinker and I met a non-drinker, I'd be like, I got a DD for life. This is great." Instead, I'm hauling Rob home every weekend.
Guess what I'm doing in the back seat?
Probably something. I have a stuffed
really
gorilla in my
that was a
backseat.
deal breaker.
Yeah, that I couldn't believe that. And I've had different deal breakers that have happened to me. Like
that's like you know, he's really sweet, he's really kind, he's really funny.
Yeah.
And then he like punches kittens.
Yeah.
And you're like, and the girl, and I can understand the girl being like, that's a deal breaker.
Right.
But like, oh, he has all his facilities.
Right.
Is a deal breaker.
He drinks. He doesn't drink. And he likes taking pictures of kids. Well, I could deal with the pictures. They could be artsy, but the drinking, I need someone.
Not. He won't have a Keystone Light, which really bothers me.
Right.
Jesus Christ,
I definitely
that's so
need
weird.
someone who I can run 100% risk of getting pulled over with. And get a huge fine. Like, what? I didn't understand. I've had a lot of weird deal breakers.
And he drives in a van with no windows, but that's another story.
Well, they're tinted.
Like,
you can see out, but you can't see in.
Right. A lot going on in my van.
Rob.
People to know. Rob, my stuffed gorilla. He wears
The
a
big
NASA
costume.
Shirt. It's a lot happening.
I'm gonna go for a ride in your van, man.
But yeah, I don't know.
Sorry about bringing it down on that.
No, girls are
This
weird.
bitch had a deal breaker.
I also have deal breakers, by the way. I will not date anyone who pronounces it library. I just won't. If you say library, I'm out. I also won't date anyone who doesn't, and I'm doing air quotes, believe in evolution. I can't deal. Like, you're not entitled to your own facts, all right? Opinions. You can have your own opinions. God.
What if they don't believe in the David Duchovny film Evolution?
I also don't believe in that. I draw the line, though, at not believing in the 1979 Journey album Evolution.
Oh, what about Journey to the Center of the Earth?
Oh, what are we talking about?
The book.
Oh, yeah.
What if they've never read that book? Is that a deal
Not the
breaker?
Dwayne Johnson
deal breaker.
classic.
You know what's a deal breaker for me? Anyone who doesn't call him Dwayne Johnson, if they call him The Rock. Can't date him.
The Rock.
Can't date him.
I love either name. Either name's brilliant.
If they say Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that's okay.
Did you notice that in the David Duchovny classic Evolution?
I've never actually seen it.
You've never seen it? Have you seen it?
No.
Has anyone here seen
I
it?
have no idea what you're talking
Am
about.
I the only one that's seen it more than once?
I saw it when I was flipping. I've seen one
But did
scene.
you see? So you didn't see the end?
Maybe, I don't know. What are you gonna say? Throw it at me. Maybe I've seen it.
The end, like there's this organism.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, wait, want to take two?
Spoiler alert for anyone who's never seen Evolution.
At the end of the movie.
One person clicks it off.
I just got this on Blu-ray.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah. I really wanted to see Orlando Jones and know what happened. No, the end of the movie, like this organism grows into like this massive like it's the size of like 8 football fields, and what they have to do is they have to take Head and Shoulders shampoo, massive amounts of it, and basically put it up the thing's anus.
Okay, yeah.
That's how the movie.
That makes sense.
It's like a really weird version
I
of
know
Akira.
about science, so that
You
makes
got to watch
sense.
the movie. It's very bizarre.
The funniest thing is the movie is completely based on what creationists feel evolution is.
Yes.
Oh, this thing just turned into that thing, like monkeys turned into men. One guy asked me one time, if monkeys evolved into men, why are there still monkeys?
I've heard that
saying,
one.
that's like saying, oh, America came from England. Why is there still English people? Because they still live. That's what happens.
Speaking of movies, Rob has actually never seen Jurassic Park.
Any of them? Nope. I have Jurassic Park in 3D. You got to come over.
The last movie
I have never. There's a bunch of movies that you would think that I've seen that I've never seen. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. What else?
If
Communist?
Star Wars is on that list, you have to get out.
What? Which one?
Star
Have you
Wars.
seen Star Wars?
I've seen the Star. I didn't see them until I was 19, though.
Were you just going to call them the Star Wars?
No, the three of them. The three of them.
I've seen the Star Wars kids.
3 of them. I haven't seen. Which one of the?
I have also seen the Hobbit movies.
We were talking about this the one night. They're all making fun of me. Never saw Forrest Gump. I forget. What else?
Gump and Jurassic Park are the big ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was like the same year.
but in fairness to Rob, he was
busy
from 93 to 98.
No, wait. You know what it was? Those movies came out in 93 and 94. I know what you were doing. Jurassic Park was 93. Forrest Gump was 94.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You were just ruining all the pants that your mom got you from Sears. That's what you did those 2 years.
There's
Is just ruined everything.
No masturbation.
Again, they're
material
not
in either one.
ruined. You just watched them.
Yeah, but you can never again walk past a black light without people knowing what you did.
But
I'll just have to
seriously,
stay out of the black light district.
It's bleach. My mom spilled the bleach.
I will just avoid the black light district of Scranton.
While walking in your underwear.
Where's that at?
I don't know.
We need to make one.
My mom spilled bleach in these little spurts, but only right near my leg.
Ironic.
It's because, in fairness to Rob, who
You
really
guys.
would masturbate to Laura Dern? No one. Right? No one would masturbate to Laura Dern. So in
Maybe
fairness,
a young. Now, Blue Velvet. I've seen that, and she's in that, and that's a great movie. She is
Laura
in that,
Dern's
right?
in Blue Velvet?
I think so. No, wait. Yeah, she plays the blonde.
No, Laura Dern's in
No, maybe I'm thinking of something.
Mask. You're thinking of Mask.
No, that's
Rob masturbates to
Poor
Mask.
No, she's not.
Poor
That's
Eric
National
Stoltz.
Velvet.
But
Wait, who plays the blonde?
Inland Empire. I think that's the one that she was in.
I've never
She's
seen that one, but no.
It's
who-
like David Lynch movies.
Yeah.
She's always in like David Lynch
I've
movies.
never seen that one, but who plays the? I thought it was Laura Dern that was the blonde in Blue Velvet, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
She could have been because
If
wasn't
only we had a way of looking things up.
That's a great movie, by the way. I love that movie.
Blue Velvet?
That's awesome.
You know what else is a great movie? Biodome. Did you ever see that? They do the scene from Blue Velvet where
Squirrely.
Hopper's huffing the. Oh yeah.
The first date I
was it?
ever went on. First
I didn't
date
find
was,
it yet.
uh,
I
Oh,
was
you didn't
just
find Blue
commenting.
Velvet?
I'm working
Encino
on it.
Man.
She was in
That's a
Blue
great
Velvet.
movie.
That was my first
Laura
date movie.
Dern was in Blue Velvet.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Oh.
Isabella Rossellini was the other one. That's who it was. Okay, all right. And Hopper was just.
And
Huffing.
Mask.
What was he huffing?
I don't know, some kind of gas. I love some of the lines from that movie though. Where he's like, "Hey tits!" He calls Isabel Rossellini. He's like, "Hey tits!"
Nuts.
Crazy, such a great performance. But there's also the part where me and my brother loves the movie too. We always talk about this part where they're in the car. They're kidnapping Kyle MacLachlan, and it's like Hopper and his cronies, and the one guy turns back to Kyle MacLachlan and he's like, "You ever been to pussy heaven?" and he's like, "No." And then Hopper's like, well, what'd he say? Well, and then the other guy's like, "No, hasn't been to pussy heaven." It's like, that's just so weird.
Can you imagine making that like? Okay, so like everybody worked, like you worked on Cox and we did Jamie's movie. Like I did, like, can you imagine being on set for that? And David Lynch was like, "That was great. That's exactly what I wanted." Like, can you see like the boom guy going like, What the fuck just happened?
That's a great movie. That's seriously a great movie. I love that movie.
That's all I wanted to say.
That you liked Blue Velvet.
Yeah, Rob speaks for both.
Yeah, nobody had to eat a Salisbury steak in that picture.
I can't believe you did that. Was that like an off the cuff?
No, it was in the script.
It was in the script where you just munch
Yeah, and was towards the end of it.
with
yeah,
both
it
your
was-
hands.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get like Gojo afterwards or like
in
something?
the script,
like,
though, actually, I thought it was an actual steak. I had no idea it was actually like a Salisbury.
I looked at Jamie and I said, "Dude, where did you get these?" He's like, "They were 99 cents," and I'm like, "You
It
got
tasted
robbed."
like 35 cents. It was awful. Oh.
I think I ate a part of it. I was so hungry too. I think I ate a part of
Well,
it.
the problem was that it was sitting there for like 3 hours while we were filming. So by the time I got to it, it was cold.
And you still ate it.
Yeah, I was part
You're
of
a trooper, man.
Oh,
You're like
I will-
Divine and Pink Flamingos. You're
I
just
will
like-
eat anything. I will, wait, no, not eat anything, but depends on what it is.
That was the grossest. That was the grossest Salisbury steak I've ever seen.
Oh,
It was nothing like Hungry Man or anything like that. It
it was
was.
Banquet, I think it was.
Oh,
And
that,
it
no,
was
no.
like-
That's the only package Banquet has ever made.
Yeah, and it
There was
tasted like it'd
nothing-
been around since like 1994, 95. It was just sitting there.
I don't think
I think he
Salisbury steaks
lied to
were
me.
Invented until 1950, like plastics. You
Well,
know?
that's what it tasted
No,
like.
I mean it was like, but I think Jamie like found this in like a deceased relative's like basement
I've never
freezer.
seen a Salisbury steak eaten anything with other than a spork from a
Try
cafeteria.
eating it with your bare hands. It's like awful.
No,
Like,
the
What
Hungry
it-
Man or whatever makes a great Salisbury. I don't.
What
this
is a
when I'm sad.
Salisbury steak?
yeah, it's it's
Unclassifiable.
It's a
certainly
half a
not
Peter
steak.
Gabriel song.
it supposedly looks like a steak. It's a combination of what hamburger / steak or some.
I
part of
don't
the-
know.
Some
See,
part
no
of
one
the
knows.
How you really?
And then it's got like it's not gravy, but it is.
Yeah, it's some sort of like.
And there's
brown
like a
stuff
mushroom.
It's probably just whatever oozes off of it is
You've
what
never
they
had a
based
Salisbury
it in.
steak?
Yeah,
basically.
they call it gravy. Try a Banquet Salisbury steak. I guarantee you'd love it.
I'm not eating it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no.
think Salisbury steak is just a steak that was invented by Minnesota Vikings great Sean Salisbury. There's an obscure reference for the 4 people
And
still
now
listening
we
to
know.
Yeah, the
Thanks for
people in the
reference.
Twin Cities were just like, "Fuck yeah, man!"
this. Sean Salisbury.
And knowing is half the battle.
He's a great quarterback, but a greater
He's a greater
sexual
steak.
harasser.
Was he? What did he do that?
Yeah, that's he got kicked off ESPN for sending a dick pic to an intern. I think.
I thought that. Wait, I thought
Something
that was
like
Marv
that.
Albert.
No,
Mal-
Marv Albert sent like his lingerie to. How is he still on the air after like
I'll
what
tell
he
you.
did?
I'm going to tell you exactly why he's still on the air. Because I'm going to tell you the greatest story about Marv Albert ever. One of my favorite Marv Albert stories of all the ones I have. I only have one.
And he has.
I was
My
watching-
Rolodex of Marv Albert stories.
I was watching a
bedtime
Knicks
story.
game. Knicks game the one time, and
Everything you do is the one time.
it's a Knicks
I just want you to know
game.
that.
You can't
Yeah.
watch Knicks games more than once. So it comes back from commercial and shows the outside of Madison Square Garden, and outside there's a guy, like a biker guy, and he has his like a bulldog next to him, and the bulldog has like the biker, do rag on, and it's dressed like a biker, and has a cigarette hanging from its mouth.
The
And
bulldog.
the bulldog.
Is it
yeah.
real or is it? Like
Yeah. Oh no, it's a real dog.
Okay.
And it comes back, and it's like dead silent. It's like when they're going back onto the court, and no one's saying anything. It's silent. Marv Albert goes, "Always troubling when pets begin to smoke." It was like the funniest. One of my favorite.
That's why he's still on the air.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Even though you wore women's clothes, you're all right, man.
I think
It's always wait. What's the line? It's always.
I think there's a consensus that once you reach a certain strata in the income, like you're probably a little fucked up.
We're getting another Pee Wee
Right?
movie on the bright side.
We are getting
We are.
another Pee Wee movie on Netflix. Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Pee Wee's Big Vacation, I think is what it's called.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like Pee Wee's bow tie or.
A Petey's Big Holiday or something. It's,
Yeah, it was Pee Wee's big. It's
Holiday.
gonna be weird.
Like, just think about like Pee Wee Herman got in trouble for doing what Rob did in his Notre Dame boxer.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like because it
We
happened
haven't
in.
established it was Rob yet.
because he was
somebody-
famous.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like it's almost yelling at the guy for getting a massage at a massage parlor. He was in an adult theater.
Right. It's cool. It's and like I
Do you really need to lose your show because you did what the guy who's reporting on it just did 5 minutes ago? You know what I mean? Like, that's why it was like, why didn't America get in an uproar of like, help Pee-wee instead of just being like, fuck Pee-wee?
I just picture that reporter too. He's just we're on the air. Okay. So Pee-wee Herman was caught.
I got
very serious allegations.
Well, I mean, in his defense, Pee-wee was just playing with his Herman, so therefore,
I got scooped by a lady reporter because I was busy.
I remember at the time of the Pee Wee Herman thing, my dad told me
my heart was broken. I loved that show.
I liked it,
and this was before drugs, man. I loved that show.
I remember my dad. I think it was my dad told me a really stupid joke around that time, and he's like, "What's Pee Wee Herman's favorite baseball team?" The Expos. Because he exposed himself.
Anytime you have to tell a joke and explain it, you're like, oh, you didn't do it right.
Not the Yankees. Not the Yankees.
That would have
made a lot more sense. I was probably too young to get that at the time.
Yeah. What's Pee Wee Herman's favorite team? The Marlins.
Because he likes hanging out in Miami and adult.
What's Pee Wee Herman's favorite? What's Pee Wee Herman's favorite team? The Wichita jerking off in adult theaters.
He loves the Alabama Dale Earnhardt Jr. team. You know,
they went 1-11 this season, but damn, what a team!
The Spood Shooters.
They
play in
North
St. Paul.
Dakota. Yeah,
I'm just
St. Paul. You're thinking of
to give you as much clean trivia about Pee Wee Herman before you read this newspaper article I'm about to give you. Do you know what his favorite accent is? Irish Southern.
Swedish, because he was watching his. Okay.
Can we change the subject so I can get a nice segue into something else?
Yeah, just do it right now.
Just do it.
Oh,
We'll call this a Laurenzition.
Go for it.
Okay. So you fine gentlemen are embarking on a new relationship with the Diva Theater.
Fine. We are.
Very nice.
We are.
Oh, Lauren, that was brilliant. That was awesome.
You ever masturbated VH1 Divas? That show? That reminds me of the time. I'm kidding.
That was it. You went too far with that one. She's
everything else VH1.
No.
You don't mess with VH1.
That was disgusting.
John, what do you have?
Of course, we all have masturbated to VH1 Divas.
Yeah. So if people that have listened to this,
still use the word
Rich.
still.
Rich, do you ever notice that most people are like, Connor did it last week. He's like, wait, people listen to this? And we're like, Connor, we've had you for 2 hours.
I listen to this while I'm driving 2 hours. I listen to this.
Use the word still
while I'm cleaning.
When you say that.
Still,
no, I don't mean the podcast in general. I mean this specific one. If there's anyone left,
Turn it off.
Yes.
10 minutes in.
That's what I'm getting at. Then we are being part of a fundraiser for the Diva Theater
At the Old Brick.
the Old Brick. I'm sorry,
The
at the
fundraiser.
Old Brick, which is
Correct.
part of I think the whole scene. Like,
Wow, you guys have
Yes.
John doing all your marketing and promotion. Like,
it's
wow.
sad, isn't it?
That's how truly lazy we are. We brought John into the group just to do that.
All right, just so everybody knows, it's across the street from the old Miss Ellie's Cakes,
Thank
where
Yes.
It's next to Sterna's.
everyone had a
Right,
great
yeah.
birthday
And
cake.
the entrance is in the back, which I know some people have trouble with because the marquee's in the front. But anyway, that's the.
No, that's true.
It is true.
No, I know it's true,
And
but
parking,
it's just like
and parking is better on the other side of the street by the laundromat. 2-hour parking there. I mean, you can
Right.
drive around the neighborhood.
So you're not even in the show. You're just directing people on how to get to the show.
John's the
You
muscle.
don't even get to be part of it.
No, I'm not part of any show.
That's
dude, did you just fucking walk in
We don't
out
even
of like
know who
nowhere?
this guy is.
He's training for traffic cop school.
Yeah.
If you
He's
want
gonna
to
direct
park
the
across the street, it's 2 hours, or else you can be driving around the neighborhood, and you're fucked.
Go ahead. Give me 2 streets. I'll tell you where to park. Go ahead.
Behind the blue Honda and the
Mulberry
right
and Harrison. Mulberry and Harrison. Permit parking only on the left-hand side. Get there early, or the ladies get home on the right.
All right, so you guys are doing a fundraiser.
Right.
Come on, John.
Probably not
Sorry,
anymore.
listen, I'm trying to get.
No, you're still doing the fundraiser.
Lemon face.
It's Wednesday, and now
Get it here.
realizing it's a week today. Are we prepared?
This is coming out tomorrow. It's less than a week.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear what John's saying? Are we prepared for this?
John, didn't you just hear our preparation is showing up?
It's on March 11th.
Thank you. It's on March 11th.
You're reading a fucking cue card, and she knows everything.
I made the card.
Thank you. Thanks for doing that, by the way.
You're welcome.
It looks
So one
great.
day in
How
the
much is it,
future-
John? How much is this to get in?
It's
Well, what are you
only
doing?
15, for only 15.
Well, what are you doing?
We are going to mix and mingle.
With these guys.
Enjoy.
Good luck.
In March. I know it's crazy, but go with us.
If anyone likes a little semen with their dinner, come to Posh.
That's not going to happen. That is.
If anyone's still listening. Yeah.
That was salmon, not semen.
If anyone-
Salmon. Thank
I-
you, Britt.
I wish they gave a you know how you can see how many people listen to the podcast? I want to
You know how many people tune out right now?
Like, I want to know how many people tune out and are just like, fuck it, I'm listening to the Shins. My fucking iPod. I want to know. It's got to be at least
John, did you
6.
lose? Oh, we gotta let. He started it.
We
Dude,
Lost to the
seriously-
guy who doesn't want to talk.
Dude, it's like taking a girl away from a guy so you can finish. Let him do it. He started it. You gotta let him finish it. You
Well,
can't.
I think I got most of it.
No, John,
I
you
think I
gotta
got
do it.
most of
Just who, what, when, where,
Sorry
why,
about
how.
Okay, so here's the catch.
Yes.
We're going to be there.
Who, what, when, where, why,
You're
how.
going to have to put up with us.
He's gonna be there too.
And Baxter, who wasn't...
Much more charming.
Yeah, he is. And he wasn't part of this.
Baxter Pancakes.
Baxter Pancake.
Is
yeah.
it plural?
Is he real?
Just
Yeah,
pancake.
he's real.
Okay.
Facebook him.
He is real.
Okay.
Which proves his existence. Thank you, Britt.
I just got friended by the Pope, so
I'm Facebook.
The Pope of what?
The
Not
former pope,
not my
not the
pope.
current one.
which is even funnier.
Anyway, I
Did you say,
I
did you
do
say
want to
former or farmer?
Former.
do
Oh,
want to
because farmer Pope would have made much more sense.
Oh my God!
Oh,
I
that
just
would've been great.
Can you
Yeah.
tell Baxter Pancake to accept my friend request? Because I wasn't friends with him.
I know that.
I feel like that's sentence.
Yeah, I think there's one or two more words in there.
Dude, his profile
It's like
pictures
Mad
look like
Libs. something
something out of a David Fincher movie.
No,
I know
I'm
that
pretty sure his cover
adjective
photos are very
noun.
Lynch thing.
He's amazing.
5 to 7 on Wednesday.
Yeah, I was going to
at
say,
Posh.
in all seriousness, we've been joking around and stuff, but in all seriousness, we are doing this fundraiser, and it's for a great group, the Diva Theater. It's 5 to 7 next, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock next Wednesday, March 11th at Posh at the Cultural Center. What is it? It's $15 to get in, I believe.
$15, you get free beer, wine, Posh chips, flatbreads, chef's appetizers, and 10% off dinner after the event.
So not regular chips, like fancy chips.
Yeah, like Posh chips.
Ah, good,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
good.
I don't care for regular chips.
No, I don't either. They're too salty. And we'll be mixing and mingling, and I believe we'll be performing too. Correct?
Correct.
I believe we'll be performing too. So come out and check it out. It's for a good.
Do you want
a good
Lauren
group
to be your
and,
manager?
And
I don't think Lauren would want that.
I'm just trying to atone for everything I said for all the embarrassing stuff I said before.
And we're performing too, right? Lauren's like, correct.
No, this is like a family gathering. It's too late.
You can't take it back. You just ruined Christmas.
And then 2 weeks after that, you are performing at the Divas
At the old
at the Old Brick Theater.
The one that's across from said laundromat with 2-hour parking.
All right, so 1 week from today is Posh.
Posh.
Correct.
At
March
the
11th
Scranton
from
Club.
today.
It's actually
no.
not 2 weeks from today. It's actually 2 weeks from Saturday. It'll be the 28th is when we're actually performing at the Old Brick. So
On the 14th,
And on the
which I'm
14th
sure everybody wants to go to because it's parade day.
we have our regular AfA show.
AfA show at 8 o'clock.
All right, so Posh is the date and
The
time
11th.
is
The 11th from
at-
5 to 7.
from 5 to 7.
Right after work, come by and get a drink.
Come by and get some fancy
Posh
chips. Yep.
21 and over gets a wristband. All you can, whatever. Vibe.
All you
All you can destroy.
Whatever. Wow.
All you can whatever.
All you
I
can
would
take.
I would like
Whoa.
to take these chairs. Okay, so that's the 11th.
March 11th, 5
Then
to
the-
7 at Posh.
Then the 14th, you guys are at AFA for Parade Day.
We are at AfA, but we're there at 8 o'clock. So
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Bless your hearts.
So we figured it's going to be like a good place to go when the bars start closing. We don't care if people are drunk.
What bar on Parade Day closes at 8 p.m.?
Oh, they all close early on Parade Day.
2 a.m., man.
No,
Yes.
they close early because they're open early.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Well, am I sure? I don't drink. Of course I'm sure.
Huh?
I've never been to Parade Day.
I've always been. Every time I went to Parade, so I'm 4.5 years sober. So every time I went to Parade Day, it was 2 a.m. is when I went. I'd go at like 10 a.m.
After you left the Parade Day scene, they decided to stop that.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Oh, so the bars close early on Parade Day now?
They open at like 4, so they close.
No, I
at
thought
like
they
8.
open at like 11 now.
9.
9 a.m.?
I've never been to Parade Day.
Either way,
Are you a
can
drinker?
leave the bar.
I am a drinker, but I can't drink at 9. I'm more of a sleeper. I can't drink at 9 a.m. I need my sleep. And
You've never been to a Parade Day.
I haven't. I'm not really. I like to drink, but at night I'm not really a daytime drinker. And getting up early to drink, it just doesn't do it for me. I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure. Plus, like with all the crowds and the vomit, that's a little too intense for me. But
It's
I do like
heavy.
to drink, but at night.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Parade Day either. I feel like it's like the worst representation of everything that's wrong with Scranton, like all in one day, like just shoved right into downtown.
I'm sure if I went, I'd have fun, but I'm not. I don't want to brave it. I'd rather just drink at night.
Can I speak to that?
Jesus and Jack Daniels all
Yeah.
in one day.
That may be true. That is the worst part of Scranton, but it's an identity. And it's a day that the city looks populated.
Yes.
So as much as it is about the identity of Scranton, it's all but the opposite. You know, when people actually come out and, you know.
It's like
Well, you know what? I was
Festival.
always my Parade Day story, very very short. Is I never went to them. I always went to. There was always a convention that weekend, and I would go out of town to go to the convention so I could avoid all that. And so the one year I decided I'm not going to do it.
Like a Comic-Con?
Yeah, it was a horror movie convention. Actually.
Oh, even nerdier. Better.
Yeah,
All right,
pretty
cool.
nerdy. Yeah, but it was always a good time. So I said, well, this year, at the time I was working for a paper, and I was like, you know what, I'll go down, I'll take some pictures, I'll kind of get an idea of what it's like. I'm not going to be running from bar to bar or anything like that. I just want to see what's going on. So I got to park all the way down where New Vision's gallery used to be. So, just outside the outskirts of downtown. So then I walk up a couple of blocks and I get right to where the Banshee was still open at the time.
All right, so like Wyoming and Penn.
Right.
No. Mulberry and Penn. Right. I'm sorry. I totally.
between Mulberry and Linden.
Right.
I just sucked the air out of your story. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You just Northeast PA'd it, where everyone has to talk about what street it is, who they saw there, and then this person's related to this person's cousin, and all this other kind of stuff has nothing to do with the actual story whatsoever. Everyone in Northeast PA has had that conversation.
Thanks for dressing me down, Rich. Continue.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, because I wanted to make it short, so I get right in front of the Banshee, and I have a camera in my hand. I have not taken a picture yet. And I look over and I see on the side of the building, there's some really weird, interesting graffiti there. And I'm like, I'm just going to take a picture of that before I get to anything else, just because I thought it was cool. And this guy comes over to me, pissed off as fucking hell, and goes, "What the fuck are you taking pictures of that for?" And I go, "I don't know. I just thought it was interesting." "What the fuck is your problem, man? Let's fucking go right here." And he starts fucking shoving me.
Really?
And I'm like, what the fuck? So then his friend comes over and he's like, "I am so sorry. Like, he's just so blasted. Oh no, he doesn't mean it or whatever." "No, I do fucking mean it. This guy is going fucking down. Who do you think he is taking picture? Take my picture, faggot. Fuck you." Like just freaking out. Yeah, freaking out. And then his girlfriend comes over, and then she's grabbing him. Like, "No, Johnny, hit him!" No, she's actually like trying to get him away from me. So finally, like, they get that guy. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I just fucking walked away. I'm like, all right, Parade Day's over.
You know, my problem with
That's
that
it for me.
is for all the years, excuse me, for all the years that I drank, it wasn't until I got sober that I realized, don't worry about him. He's drunk is not a valid excuse.
Right. Yeah.
So
You know what I hate about that story?
you never drank.
No,
That was
dude-
you.
That dude had a girlfriend.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, he didn't have to deal with the non-drinking deal breaker.
It might have been the woman who wouldn't go out with you, so she went out with him instead.
It's like I need an
Boy, is
alcohol.
she regretting her shit, man. What it.
I have
You know,
no
when you look
idea.
back on the chapters of your life where you made mistakes, that girl who had the deal breaker, that's a mistake.
It's
I'm just like, I don't know, to get deep.
because
into-
I'm so
You
good
got real,
looking. You
Mark.
could say- you
Just
could
right
say.
there.
So I'm going to finish your recap. The 11th at Posh at 5. 8 o'clock on the 14th at
AfA
AfA.
Gallery.
And the 28th at Old Brick Theater
Yes.
at 7? 8.
8
And you call...
Wait, is the 28th? Is that a Friday or Saturday?
It's
Saturday.
Saturday. Call
go to
Diva
that.
Productions for reservations.
You could just contact me and I can direct you to where, like, if you want tickets to the AFA, you could just contact us at our email is hereweareinspain@outlook.com because we live in 1996.
And you have a Facebook page.
Oh, we do have
At
a Facebook. We can contact
outlook.com?
us. Yeah.
You
It
can
was-
get a Gmail for free, right?
Yeah, but Gmail was like, do you want Here We Are in Spain 4376? And I'm like,
69.
no, I don't.
How many other Here We Are in Spain?
That's what I said. It wouldn't give me just the Here We Are in Spain. So
See what would Outlook.
I went with the one that gave me
did you
that.
try doing it with periods or dashes in between the
It's
words?
too complicated.
Oh, heavens.
I can't.
Fucking Obama.
If you try doing it with a period, it's kind of mushy.
That's true.
We need to be, dude.
Lauren's
We
expression
need to
is
become
perfect.
friends as soon as possible because you speak what I
Please.
think and I'm afraid to say.
Do
I
not
wish-
join forces.
I wish this was being videotaped so we could see the reaction.
It is being videotaped.
One time,
This way?
That one and that one.
One time, this
That's good.
This kid that my brother knows showed me. This is terrible. So you might want to close your ears, Lauren. He showed me. He showed me a video. This is years ago. It showed me a video on the internet of this girl who was on her period getting fisted, and it was just
Is
like.
this part of the show? Like,
No.
would you
Open
ever
her
do
ears.
this?
She
Would
opened
you
her
ever
ears.
do this at a show?
No, this is just me talking. He showed me this video of this girl getting fisted on her period, and all you can hear is like
leave.
squish, 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 squish. It was disgusting.
Psychopath.
I told her to close her ears.
The weird part was it was a girl getting fisted on her period. JOI. How do I jerk
That
off
was
to that?
wait. How did your brain go? This is the story I'm going to tell right now.
Because I heard him say period, and I'm like, oh, chance.
That's
for a
where you
period.
went.
Chance for a period joke, and then I said it's mushy,
And it
then that
hurt.
reminded me of that. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Mark, the twist at the end of the podcast is that Rob is actually your imagination, and he has been the entire time. He actually doesn't exist.
I think I got to go back to Pig Doctor.
We're
think
Donnie
that's what's gonna
Darko
have
you
to
right
happen.
now.
That wasn't a weird coincidence. That's
gotta-
what
I gotta
see,
go back to Pig
manifestation.
Wow, we have literally. Fuck, man.
Run the gambit at this point.
Thank you for stepping out for that. Can I tell you something? I'm a sicko, and I almost stepped out for that one too.
Now let me make this very clear. I'm not going to talk about the video. I didn't go out searching out this video. Someone just happened to show it to me. It's not like I searched for that on the internet.
There's
I didn't.
so much
I really
awful
didn't.
stuff.
It's kind of like Two Girls, One Cup, where they just show it to you. and
Yeah,
you're
that's
just
another
like,
one.
it's too
That's
late.
another one. Someone showed it to me too. I wasn't going to search it out. I rarely watch porn on the internet.
Can I tell you
Almost
s-
never.
can
I
I-
really am not a porn. I'm not.
Just-
That's not what I search out. But I did see it.
Real quick before we get to
Sorry.
the last word. Remember when Two Girls, One Cup came out, which was awful,
Yeah.
right? Then do you know Variety, the trade magazine? They did an article on it, and it was like this 2-sentence article where it was like, "This is awful, don't watch it." And for like 7 months, that was the most viewed article that Variety.com had. Because I kept going to Variety.com, and I'm like, this, because I didn't know what it was at first, and I only made it 6 seconds. So, but I found it very strange.
I still think that might be fake. It looked like it might be fake.
I researched it, kind of like you researched Pope Benedict.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Just to remind you that you researched the former Pope. How can you like quit?
I was a political blogger way before I did any of this stuff.
I know, but it was like that's so, and nobody gave him like. How can nobody say to him like, you can't quit? Like this is not like part of the contract you sign with the Lord is that
Well,
when you leave,
apparently
you'll know.
In the court of public opinion, he was allowed to quit Nazism, so why can't he quit that?
But we already sized the hat.
It's good that he quit though. The new pope's a lot better, so it worked out
Right.
for the best.
Comparatively, yeah, he's a great. He's a humanist
decision.
that
He's
had
like,
to have been a business.
people are leaving the church. Well, that's bad for business.
He didn't leave
I
the
kind
church.
of like gays. Evolution is true, right, guys?
Get him from South America. He's a really great. He still has to adhere to some of the indoctrination of that,
Right.
but like
Yeah.
I mean,
He's great. He's comparatively
comparatively
poor and stuff.
Oh.
That's very
people
admirable.
people were appalled by the fact that he went to a prison to wash like the prisoners' feet. They're like, how dare you?
It's like, well, that's
What I love
the type of
seeing
thing
now,
Jesus did.
yeah, right. But what I love now is seeing like the Republicans go crazy, where they're like, well, we don't agree with him, but like, don't you agree that like he's infallible and he makes the decisions for you? And now like because it doesn't fit their agenda, they're like, fuck the Pope.
I am a
You really do want to get into religion. We were joking about that at the
I don't want to
beginning.
get into it, but like it's been a rough week. So I like these are the things that like.
So
just
let's
don't
take
make
it out on that fucking Pope.
It's all hard for
The
me
other
to
one,
hear.
the
'Cause
Rats and whatever his name was, that
Ratzinger.
one. Yeah,
He was on Cheers, I think, right?
Even sounds evil.
He was
I mean, what
Norm's buddy.
What kind of name is that? Really? Like
It sounds
Ratzinger.
evil.
German.
I am a veteran of
exactly.
the war on Christmas.
You are a veteran of the
Yeah,
war
I
on
fought
Christmas.
that war for 4 years, and it fucks you up, man. You go to Walmart and they're like, "Happy holidays," and I'm like, "Oh man." You get like flashbacks. It's
I just
weird.
had this conversation today about the whole Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas thing, and how many holidays happen to fall right around the winter solstice.
You know why?
Who gives a
Because the
shit?
Christians decided they wanted theirs to fall there too, so it's their fault.
And it's good for shopping.
But why can't we celebrate all the holidays
I don't
and get
know
all
why
the
it's-
holidays off?
You know what? I'm an atheist, and I'll tell you what. I say Merry Christmas and I say Happy Holidays.
I do too.
Yeah,
I'm with you there.
I never saw anything happen to either one of you.
Yeah.
You said it. You know what I did? You know what I did Friday? I ate meat.
Oh shit.
I'm just letting you know.
I usually would go like on those days. I would get like an Italian hoagie so I can get all the meat, like the most meat I could
No,
possibly.
you forgot
Including
the Capicola. Put
mystery,
that on there now.
mystery meats as well.
I feel,
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
what
like
he
it's
ate.
weird. It's a weird concept to be like there's Hitler's in hell and Stalin's in hell and like Stan's in hell because he ate pepperoni on that slice of pizza. Like, that's a weird. What?
It doesn't make sense.
Like there's
Doesn't make sense.
there's a Jewish guy in hell because he had pork.
Do you want to get to the last word?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't want to go down on the religion route.
More
It's
than
a
we
wise
already have at
decision.
this point.
Yeah, I opened up the can of tuna and
You
then
did.
I want to throw it back down the garbage disposal.
Let's not
Okay.
get a flesh eating.
Do you guys want to talk about that video again?
No. No.
All right. Well,
But you do have a new catchphrase. To the wrist. Sorry, that was horrible.
All right, for the last word, I'll read a couple of comments that we got on the show from over the weekend, and then one other thing that I think is just interesting that every time we post about it, it gets an interesting reaction. So Mary says, "Great night, had a blast."
For the Friday show at the Woodlands, right?
For the Friday show at the Woodlands, this guy Thomas says, "Hands down, amazing performance." We posted a picture of Dan, who was our MC, Dan Hoppel. And
How did he do? As
he
MC?
was amazing. He
Was
was
he?
so funny.
Good.
He was great.
I love him.
And this guy Joe says the guy was funny as fuck, and fuck was in all caps, so he must have been real fucking funny. Let's see. Jason says, I'm glad it was a success. We had, posted a picture of the full room, and which these are all paying guests, by the way. Like, people actually paid to see these performers. Which
Oh my
I think
God,
was
they gave
really
you
great.
money and said thank you?
I know. It's
All right.
amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I know a lot of local venues don't
It's like
get
a
that.
bathhouse.
They don't understand that concept about like paying artists, but it
That's
can
okay.
it can be done. And then one woman said, with John Walton performing, how could it not be a success? He's hilarious. I'm sure the rest were great too. Couldn't make it, but I've seen John's routines before, and John Walton in particular did kill it. Like, he was hysterical. Let's see. Mark says, congrats.
This is me.
No, not you. Some other guy named Mark. You deserve the success. You certainly worked hard enough. So we appreciate all the feedback that we got there, and thank everybody for coming.
Shut up.
Oh, geez. I opened myself up for that.
Oh,
And then
no.
let
Shut up.
No, now I'm just doing it on purpose.
Oh, God, stop talking.
Jesus Christ.
Good stuff,
Okay.
cheap.
Okay, so Ben from Breaking Ben is doing some shows this weekend, or next weekend, during Parade Day. He's doing one on Saturday, so I guess that, and it's at the Hilton, right up the street from you guys. So, and then the Woodlands on.
Is he playing
Saturday.
solo or is he playing?
He's playing solo.
Okay.
He's doing an acoustic show.
Cool.
So he's doing their Friday or their Saturday, Woodlands Sunday, and Friday I think he's actually in Philly. So he's doing 3, 2 local and 1 semi-local show. And every time we post about Breaking Benjamin, I always think it's really funny, like the complete opposite end reactions we get. Either we get, oh fuck, I can't wait to see them again, they're so great, blah blah blah, or like, fuck those guys, fucking they're terrible, and blah blah blah, like just freaking out. And it's so funny. Like,
I like how negative comments on your site, you read like a script.
yeah,
And like your character is always like the incensed one.
right.
It's just like it's never like, fuck those guys.
No,
It's always
No,
like,
never.
fuck those guys.
well,
I just think it's fun.
Can
I love
tell
you,
why
Rich. I'm just
people do
saying.
that? Am I allowed to tell you why?
You're allowed to tell me
I have
whatever
a
you
whole
want,
theory
sir.
on
Sir,
that.
you say
I-
whatever you
a
wish.
lot of it has to do with the lineup change. I know
No,
that rubbed a lot of
no.
people the wrong way. But
I feel
go
like
ahead.
I feel like in America in general, there's this like weird attitude of
Yeah.
like we root for the underdog just till they get good enough, so we can be like, fuck them, you fuck. Like
Tiger Woods
like Breaking Ben
Yep.
came out of the Wilkes-Barre area and made
against
a
all
success.
odds.
Yeah, made a success out of themselves, and now
Yeah.
people hate them all. Like
Yeah.
it's like Tom Brady when Tom Brady first went in and like Bledsoe got hurt and like this guy's 6th round pick, he's got no chance. Now everyone's like, fuck him, married to Giselle, 5 Super Bowls, fuck that motherfucker.
I bet he doesn't shop at Ollie's.
I bet he does.
That's what we do. We love to root for the underdog, and then as soon as they get success, we're just like, because it makes us feel superior.
As soon as they become the overcat.
Yep.
well,
I don't even know what that means, but it makes
I don't know.
sense.
I like that.
Overcat.
Overcat.
sense.
and when unless we're doing like a strict review or anything like that, if we're doing just a post about
I mean,
a
you're
band
just
is
like, hey,
playing
he's
or
playing
something.
there.
Yeah, that's it. We're not trying to say, oh, they're good or they're bad or whatever. I think the opening line that I put in this post, which was just a quick list of where they're playing and everything, I said something the effect of, that since they've come back, they've made sure to kind of take care of their local fans because they played a bunch of local shows and then went out. Like their first couple shows back were in the area, then they went out, and then they did one in Stroudsburg while they were on tour doing other shows and stuff. So they made sure, that their local fans who have been waiting a long time for them to come back off of hiatus, that they're there. And so, of course, the first guy immediately says, yeah, baby, taking care of those fans. And then another.
What does that mean?
I just like.
I'm just gonna yell something you said in the article. back
Right,
at
yeah.
you.
I'm just gonna write
Everybody on the message board has now turned into Steve Carell from Anchorman.
Yeah.
Noises.
And then one guy says ha ha, and then another guy says bah ha 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 ha. And then his space ha 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 ha. So he
a lot of
really
comments
thought
from
that was funny.
vampires.
He needed a tight breath.
Yes, yes. and then right in the middle of that, someone goes, "Oh my God, I want to go." So it's like you can't predict. And then another person, sarcastically, I'm sure, says, "Who?" Like, "Oh yeah, I don't know who they are," like losers. And then another guy right after him, "Yes," with lots of S's, super excited, obviously wants to go. And every single time we post about them.
Is it more when you post about people who have had success out of the area? See, like that's the interesting dichotomy of the whole thing of like what you try to do. So like you try to give a shine a little bit of a spotlight on people who don't get
any press,
who deserve it,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
like
right.
On people who like deserve to get some of it, and then somebody who already has like the spotlight on them from local, you're just like, you know, you're not fawning over them, you're not
right.
you know, kissing their ass or anything. You're just like, hey, you know, whatever. Which is, you know, the purpose. Like the thing that scares me, and this is, or maybe not with you guys would probably find it funny as hell, is that like, you know, in this weird, strange universe that we live in, if NEPA Scene did like this thing about you, and then somebody in like New York saw it, and they're like, oh my God, we got to get these guys, and then you like have like all this amazing success, and he posts something where it's like, hey, oh my God, like good for these guys. They're like, fuck them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
much.
It's gonna go like, is that where it's gonna go?
If
Like,
they
I
don't
don't
do it within a 12-mile radius, I am uninterested.
Well, you know, it's funny too because a lot of these guys, like at least you know, even though I think for a number of years they would play to, you know, packed clubs and empty clubs, like they, you know, it was either way.
I saw Breaking Ben when Breaking Ben first started, and if there was 7 people in there, there was 0.
Right, but then when they get success out of the area, then it validates them, and we've talked about this a bunch of times on the podcast. Like I like you know, like the Menzingers is a great example where, you know, I went to a lot of their shows and there wasn't that many people there.
Right,
and now every time they come back, they sell out.
Yeah, but the other there's 2 types of people that in my purview that I've seen this in is like a band like the Menzingers or whatever. Like they leave, when they come back, you know, the most common thing is absolutely I'm going.
Yeah,
and the other one is who.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So it's not like, you know, I've had conversations with people. I'm like, you don't even know like the bands that have made it out of here and are doing shit.
Right. Well,
you know, and they're a great example of it, where they're out like they just went on a
they're
world
on
tour.
a major label. They've toured the world how many times now at this point, and
they're
still,
from West Side.
Yep, average person is like, who? What do they do? You know, like it's amazing to me.
But Breaking Ben, because they were on a U.S. Army commercial.
It's like all the hate Bill O'Reilly gets, and he started here. I don't understand all the hatred. He's such a level-headed gentleman.
He makes such sense.
Such sense.
Yeah.
And
I was watching that show yesterday with my guns, and we all loved it. All of us.
And he has such a right to criticize other journalists for being such an upstanding journalist himself.
Right.
How about that shit? Like, how is he not like? Where's the outrage? Where's the moral outrage at what that guy did? Like, what did Brian Williams say? He's like, hey, I was in a helicopter that got shot at. Bill O'Reilly actually reported that people were getting massacred.
You're talking about people who, you know, his audience already have a fixed opinion about everything.
Yeah, but
so they listen and they just want it validated. So they're never going. There's at no point where they could expose that Bill
Perception
O'Reilly
virus.
has, you know, bodies in the basement and he's been murdering children for years, and they go, no, I'm just not going to believe that.
I don't understand it, because every other news outlet went after Brian Williams.
Yeah, but
why aren't they going after Bill
When
O'Reilly?
you're as handsome as Bill O'Reilly, you could get away with pretty much anything.
That's true.
So, I mean, you know.
I mean, if I was in San Francisco and he was
charming
there,
too.
Did someone ever say something or do something in your life where every time you see that person afterwards, it's all you think about is that one time? Like every time I see Bill O'Reilly, all I can picture him doing is go, fuck it, do it live. That's all I can picture him doing in my head. Like he
rightfully so.
Like he was gonna rape an intern with a loofah at one point. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, I remember.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, he left her messages, and he kept calling it like a waffle, or he called it something, or falafel.
Falafel.
I'm gonna put this falafel up, and she's like, "What the?" He meant a loofah.
That's how
So he
smart
offended
he
the
is.
intern and the Jews all at once.
I just don't understand how like this guy doesn't like. I don't get it. That's the thing that boggles my mind. Like, have we
Because
become?
he's in news entertainment,
Yeah, I think
not
I mean, is
journalism.
that the difference? Is that we look at somebody like Brian Williams and NBC as kind of like more,
well,
you
he
know,
was doing the nightly news,
Yeah.
right? Where it's just like just commentating on the news, just saying this happened here and this happened here. Whereas Bill O'Reilly is like opinion based and
Yeah, I think you kind of expect him to say crazy shit. So
Right.
when he says crazy shit, it's just like, oh, well,
right.
you know. But like Brian Williams, you kind of, I mean, someone like he's doing the nightly news, you expect him to be more objective, I think. And I think that's probably why.
I mean,
people
he
are
was,
more
but he
outraged.
was just trying to put. It was like the same thing. Remember when Dan Rather got like just fucking booted from CBS?
Right.
He reported on a story about that and if I'm remembering this correctly, is that the document that he produced was false. The information was true. But
Yeah.
the information about it being true didn't come out for like 3 more weeks after the whole country was like, fuck, Dan, you know, even though he's been reporting in war zones for 40 years and never once has given anyone an option, like, to be like, hey, I'm lying. But these guys, like, it's scary that we've come to a point now where, like, news isn't news. It's just like, it's this bullshit.
It's
That's what we're doing right
infotainment.
now.
Yeah.
no, Bill O'Reilly.
Just so you know.
I feel like Brian Williams is like you know, the NFL, and Bill O'Reilly's like the WWE. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that could be a great
it's
reason on why.
sensationalized sports entertainment as opposed to
who's
like
the XFL in that analogy?
the Sean Hannity.
Megyn Kelly. Wait, what was it? The XFL Canada?
No, the
No,
XFL. It was
Vince
it was Vince
McMahon.
McMahon's league. It was.
Oh my God, that was.
It was
Yeah, I
terrible.
know you've tried to
Like
erase it from your
7
memory, but
I'm not a sports guy, but I remember that. Like, wow, that was
terrible.
pretty brazen.
Yeah.
just to start your own.
Yeah, the guys on had their names on their jerseys. They could put whatever they wanted. The one guy was "He Hate Me."
Yeah.
That was his name. he was like one of the stars, I think, of the league. He was good.
The stars of the league, but not of the Grammar Bowl. Which ironically is what they played for the championship. The Grammar.
But yeah, they tweaked the rules a little bit too. Something like if you punted, you
Yeah.
had to recover it. Like you couldn't just down it. You had to.
Instead of the kickoff,
forget.
remember,
forget.
instead of the kickoff, they just had the guys run to
Yeah.
the 50 to get the ball.
Yeah.
Like grade school dodgeball. Yeah, nothing could happen with 7 300-pound men rushing at one single ball on a. Oh my god!
All of them running, going, I wish I studied more. I wish I studied
I
more.
wish I made more than $200 a game.
Is that what he paid him?
It was something. They could only make so much. There was like a limit. It was almost like arena football. When arena football was here, Arena 2,
Yeah.
$250 is what they got a game, and if they won, they'd get $50 bonus. Like everybody, just straight contracts.
I think that should be like the NFL. You know what I mean?
No,
$250. That's a lot to play a game.
The NFL
Right, but
is
also-
like a,
also
And there's
in the
bands
NFL,
around here bitching like we didn't make $250.
the NFL is like a ridiculously socialist system, though.
I'm sorry.
Here we go.
That all the different teams get the exact same amount of money across the board
That they have to spend.
for marketing, for the contracts, for everything.
Oh, Bill Maher did a thing on that.
Did he?
Yeah, where he talked about how it's funny
no,
that
no.
we're
John
all
Oliver did, didn't it?
antisocial, or we're all anti-communism, and we're so pro-American, and yet the big American sport promotes socialism in the way that it's built. Yeah, no, Bill Maher did a thing.
Was it
on
Bill Maher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Oliver might have done something on it too.
No,
but,
John Oliver did a thing on FIFA.
Hmm.
That's what it was. I'm an idiot.
But yeah, no, I've read that.
The
It's
what?
interesting how
Did
they
something on
split
the tobacco
everything
industry too, which is
Equally.
really funny.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
what, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago with the Jeff the diseased lung.
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw that one. I'm a smoker, so I kind of like try to avoid. Like, I'm the guy who's like, don't tell me how the cheeseburger is made. But then, like, I have
Don't tell
to
me how the
watch it.
Salisbury steaks made.
I won't. My love for John Oliver superseded my love for smoking, so I watched that while smoking.
Mark, did you know that when you autopsy the lungs of a smoker, you can smell the cigarettes?
God, I hope so. Otherwise, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. That's the only way I knew how to come back to that
Do
one.
do you know that cigarettes are delicious?
The NFL's not purely socialist, by the way.
Not purely.
No.
Well, first of all, there's a union involved, which
Oh,
Yeah, because they've
has
done
nothing
really
to
good
do with-
things.
I wish I was in the players union. That players union is unbelievably strong.
You can literally get away with almost anything.
Yeah.
Almost. The only one. Who's the guy on trial now for murder? Well, which one? But no, the guy.
Oh,
the
Aaron
guy
Hernandez.
Narrow it down.
wasn't that the guy who like took him back like an industrial park and then.
Yeah.
Did
Did he murder 2 people?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
remembering
yeah.
that wrong? Yeah.
So the only reason
Allegedly.
the only reason he's on trial right now is because they saw him drive in with the victim and then they saw him drive out without the victim. If there was a camera,
right.
that he'd be in deep shit.
I would love to know what goes through your head as like you're like
A multi-million dollar,
24,
yeah.
I have a multi-million-dollar contract. I have my life ahead of me. I have probably any woman I want.
It's probably a lot of steroids.
They don't go in your head, John. They go in your butt.
In your nether region. But isn't that one of those things where it's like, holy shit, you're making
just
millions of
weird.
dollars and you're like, I'm gonna go whack a guy in a
I just think
shut up.
I just think it's like I don't know. I think it's weird. It's like a weird mentality of like you can't shake certain things from your youth. I think.
Murder?
Well, gang affiliations. I think it's hard for guys to get rid.
I think the moment
Unless
you're
you're
making
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, but I think the moment you're making millions of dollars to catch a bunch of pig leather, you can say goodbye to the gang life.
I would.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I
little
don't
more
even
stable.
make that much, and I told my gang goodbye. long.
Jay-Z
clerk he
still ain't
assaulted
slinging crack on the corners.
forgave
You know
him.
what I mean?
That you know of.
Well, he probably has people doing it
Well, in
for
Mark
him. but-
Wahlberg's case, you open a chain of semi-successful burger restaurants.
Oh, right. Yes. And that just makes everything better.
The clerk that he assaulted actually forgave him recently.
That's what. How do you think the Five Guys
Oh,
got
that
their
totally
money?
makes it okay then.
He didn't know
Same
who he
way Mark
was.
Wahlberg did.
Yeah, on the backs of unfortunate people.
The
That's
funny
what
thing is,
happened.
I think one of the Five Guys, if I'm not mistaken, was a football player. I think he was-
Seriously?
yeah, I think he was the kicker for the Redskins. Mark Mosley, I think, is one of the Five Guys.
God, you know.
No, he kicked the ball with his toes, not with the soccer style. So he was a football player. If you kick the ball with your toes and it's negative temperatures, you're a football player, in my estimation.
Yeah, there's not a lot of football, not a lot of
Not a lot
soccer in
straight.
Canada.
Oh no,
No. South America, sure. Canada, not so much.
no. Canadians like weird sports like curling and lacrosse.
Dude, every 4 years, I hate the Olympics. Like I don't fucking care, but I'll watch curling for hours. It's like everybody's got a shake weight.
It's like 4 hours of
That's what it looked, dude,
JOI.
doesn't? Watch when that person just like gingerly just lets that go. And those two guys just desperately with the fucking mops or whatever they're using. It's amazing.
I know a good way to practice for that.
Yeah. From 2 hours ago, I learned. But watch that. Put it on mute. Do your own commentary. It's amazing. It's wonderful.
I think most of the commentary will be like, I don't know what the hell is going on here, but
There's your next improv skit right there.
So curling.
is curling somehow better than shuffleboard?
Absolutely.
Somehow, yeah, I would watch shuffleboard. I watch weird sports.
I would watch
Remember when
that too.
ESPN was all weird sports? Am I just old?
Yeah,
I
but then
remember when they had like ping pong on,
right,
and like
and now they're up to the Ocho.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you can't get the channels
It's awful.
because you didn't pay for the package. Comcast, fucking Obama.
You gotta get the log splitting.
Fuck it, we'll do it.
I would
live.
watch that. You know, like those big Scottish guys who are like, I'm gonna throw this tree.
They throw the logs.
Oh, yeah,
I would
the
totally.
strongman.
I would watch that
They
just to be
all
like,
made
this
the
is
same
crazy.
noise.
Or the guys, they also stand on the logs that are floating in the ponds.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's probably kind of incredible.
That's more incredible to me than somebody who can, hit a baseball. It's like, holy shit, this guy can stand on logs in a river.
It's amazing to me because I want to know what the guy does his other 360 days of the year.
Yeah,
When he's not doing the 5 day.
Whatever
What
it
are you
is,
doing
it's
today,
very
Johnny?
manly.
What'd you say?
Training.
Right. Well, it was raining out. I couldn't stand on the logs on the river.
There's a drought.
You know he's got an artificial river in his mansion.
Yeah. His lumberjack game's money bought the mansion.
But that shit's I'd watch ping pong. That's
Ping
awesome.
pong is crazy. I can't believe that even.
I love to play it because I can.
They get the ball up to like over 100 miles an hour going. Ping pong's crazy. Like, the people are real good at it. The ball's just flying back and forth.
Right. What do you do in football? You just bumped
Just
into
make
a
that
guy.
noise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get up under the collar and just get him right down to the pads. I played football for like 10 years until I realized it was stupid.
The collision between the offensive line and the defensive line on every play produces enough force to lift a ton block of concrete 1 inch off the floor every time.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's the extent of it.
That's crazy.
But that took like 10 guys to lift.
We should
Nine.
be
One
these
block,
guys to be lifting these blocks
That's what I'm saying.
instead of beating each other.
That should be their coin toss. Take this 1-ton block. Whoever can lift it the highest gets to choose kick
I
or
pick
receive.
things up, I put them down.
I pick things up and put them down.
Thank
Everybody's
you.
like the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming this week and joining us on our podcast.
Okay, just one more time recap. The 14th.
March
no,
11th.
the 11th?
March 11th at Posh, 5 to 7.
14th is
March
parade
14th,
day.
Parade Day at 8 p.m. at the AfA Gallery. And March 28th at the Old Brick, also at 8 p.m. If you need any details, Here We Are in Spain at Outlook.com. We have a Facebook, Here We Are in Spain. Yeah, you could come to the show and we'll give you a business card for free.
Wow.
If you want.
I like how you two in the back look at each other like, we have fucking business cards?
Yeah, they don't know.
I never got one.
Holy shit.
And we're available for children's birthday parties.
Yeah.
We're available for everything.
I want to see what Southside Bowl just ruining, like, just 6-year-olds crying.
What's a period? Oh my God.
It's the end of a sentence. Go home.
You'll find out in about 5 years.
It's what you cost me 9 months of. That's a weird thing to say.
All right, we
But
good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. So thank you very much. Oh, and thank you to Keith Perks and Ted Michalowski for designing our T-shirts, which I'm
We'll
wearing
post a
one.
photo. Yeah.
And Lauren has hers. We just got those made. Futuristic, innovative graphics in Wilkes-Barre printed these. Keith Perks designed the layout, and Ted Michalowski, who we had on one of our previous podcasts, drew the art that you see on there. So thank you to those guys for putting those together. We're going to have those for sale at different events that we have coming up, including the event that we're almost ready to announce on Tuesdays. They're $10.
We'll get
and
there.
The money obviously will go to support the site and keep everything going. So thank you very much to Here We Are in Spain for entertaining us. And I think we really just need a list of all the facts that came out of this great. Like all the trivia that came out of this
I don't know if any of it was
podcast.
true.
It doesn't matter. It's the internet. You can just post whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much. See you guys.